hosts, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle.
Hello, everybody. Welcome into the Auburn Blitz here on this Wednesday. Brett and Randy here with you for your lunch hour, and we're glad that you've joined us. You can call us on the number, as always, 256-234-6221, or you can comment away there on YouTube and Facebook. We appreciate all of you tuning us in. We also appreciate Russell Do It Center and Building Supply Stores, J.A. Smith Construction and Excavation in Cincy Green for being our corporate partners here on the program. Auburn knocks off Oklahoma in pretty dominant fashion, 98-70 last night in Neville Arena. You look at it from a standpoint of this team continues to get it done in various ways, multiple players, night to night. You know, somebody may have 2 points one night, may have 15 the next. Janai Broome with a pedestrian night, 15 points and 5 rebounds, but didn't have to have him, man. Dadgum 54 points in the second half. He scored 2. And you scored 98 points. This team's this is the best team I think we've ever seen.
Well, didn't shoot the ball extremely well from three-point arc, but if you look at the shooting percentage inside the paint and inside the three-point arc, I mean, can you remember a time that Auburn shot the ball better than this? At any point in time, I mean, Auburn goes 26 of 33 for almost an 80% free throw percentage. But inside the three-point arc, Auburn was outstanding last night. First half was just a run-of-the-mill 44 points.
I know, and you don't feel like you played real well.
You know, we were messaging back and forth, and we've gotten to the point where we complain. And then you look down, and I said this about LSU game.
Mm-hmm.
Auburn goes on the road, and they score 86 points. And, you know, we had just made mention that Auburn playing Ole Miss was going to be a game where can Ole Miss get to the 80-point mark to even put themselves in contention against Auburn, because they had only scored 80 points in one game in the SEC play so far this year. And when we had that talk, we go, well, Auburn last night, I don't think they played great. They scored 86 on the road at LSU. We are getting to the point where we go, man, this team's not even reaching its ceiling and winning basketball games by this kind of margin.
You know, we talked about it on the podcast this morning. You know, one of the things you look at is the depth of this team and how hard it is if you're an opposing team when you're breaking down film. What do you do, man? I mean, you don't know who's going to come out from one night to the next and be the guy. I mean, you know that Janai Broome's kind of the constant, but if you'd have told me Auburn scored 98 points and Janai Broome only had 2 points in the second half and he had 13 in the first half, I'd have gone, no way. I don't know where you find – because normally you would have think, okay, he's probably in the 30-point range at that point. He's had a really good game, and it just shows that Auburn doesn't have to have Janai Broome dominate a game probably ever to win. You know, he just needs to – definitely need him healthy, definitely need him to be the best version of himself coming down the stretch. But he's already missed 2 games and we won. You take Cooper Flagg off Duke's team.
Oh, totally different team.
They're not even the same team.
No, agree.
So, I don't know what that means as far as the Player of the Year award. I guess that would be more in favor of Cooper Flagg. Maybe he's a more valuable player for Duke, because if they took him off that team, it would be a substantial difference. But Janai Broome's already shown that, you know, he can take a couple of weeks off because he nursed an ankle injury, and Auburn just keeps right on going down the same track.
Or you can take a second half off. Last night, I mean, he doesn't do anything. You know, you go into halftime last night, Janai had a tremendous first half.
He did.
If he doubles that up in the second half, he's in the same category that he was at LSU with 26 and 16, but doesn't need it. And why does he not need it? It's not because somebody goes off last night for Auburn. It's because 6 or 7 guys play really above average.
Right, right.
It's not that any of them really – you don't have a Miles Kelly. You look down on the stat total. You know, if you think back to the 18-19 team, you'd have moments where Auburn would have a player just about every night, and it didn't necessarily have to be Jared Harper or Brown, but it was nice when it was. But if it wasn't, you'd still have somebody else that would jump up and have a 25 to a 30-point night. And it could be different ones, and that was the strength of that team. This one, you could have 7 players all score 15 in different stretches of the game.
Right.
All of them are real streaky. So, Miles Kelly hits a couple of nice shots there in the first half, but if you look down, Miles Kelly doesn't even score in double digits last night.
Right.
He's got 9 points. But you look down at CBM, he didn't do anything out of this world.
About
but
15.
He's got 15 and 2. He only has to play half the game, 20 minutes of time. Chaney Johnson had a nice night last night, getting back in the flow offensively.
Saturday had 2 points.
Didn't have to. So the point totals, though, with Broom with 15, CBM with 15, Chaney Johnson 13, Jones goes for 13, Pettiford 11, and then Kelly comes in at 9. So there's no one player that was needed, but when you can add all of these players in, you can add a Ja'Kai Howard going for 6, and then you can add a Dylan Cardwell going for 8 and playing the way that he did in the first half. It does all add up, and it adds up to great depth and great chemistry and a great basketball team coached by the best coach in the country.
All right, I know we still have a lot of basketball to play, and this year it hasn't the story hasn't been fully written yet, but this team's 21-1. They've been number 1 in the country for 4 weeks now. They've been the unanimous number 1 team in the country for 3 consecutive weeks. I know the 19 team made it to the Final Four, and guard play was a big deal. You look at Jared Harper and Bryce Brown and Samir Dowdy. Which trio would you rather have? Would you rather have Denver Jones, Miles Kelly, and Todd Pettiford, or would you rather have
This is
those
a
other
really,
three?
really hard question. And you present it in a nice way there that makes this one not easy to answer. The problem or the greatness of that 18-19 team was when it was shooting well,
Oh, God.
you didn't want any part of it.
It was unconscious.
So, the second and third round of that basketball tournament, if you remember, we shoot lights out. And this team
we just annihilate Kansas and North Carolina.
This team here is not beating that team if they shoot like that. Now, this team defends exceptionally well,
Right.
so you may not have gotten off the way that team did. But I don't want to have to answer that because of how great the outside shooting was at times and how great Jared Harper was at creating when he was at his best.
I love these 3 guys, but, man, look, and this team may win a national championship. I mean, seriously. And, my opinion may change, but right now, even though this team's 21-1, I just remember the magic of Jared Harper and Bryce Brown, and then Samir Dowdy. And then I think Samir Dowdy came back the next year and was really helping that team. They were starting to really hit their stride with Okoro. But, I would side with that first group because of their ability to almost every night hit 10, 11, 12 threes. And the way they played and the ability for Jared Harper to be the size he was and be able to get downhill and get to the basket and create. I'm not saying – Todd Pettiford's a true freshman. He's obviously unbelievable. But Miles Kelly was a massive addition to this team. And then I love what Denver Jones – this version of Denver Jones, his defense has never gone anywhere, but – the last 2 games, we've gotten the old Denver back hitting shots outside, the confident offensive Denver Jones.
Well, what you did there is you screwed me up because it was going to be an easy answer if you take the whole team together.
Right.
And you compare both of them because the difference in the post play is so drastic
Completely
from an offensive end. But instead, you tried to scheme this one up where I had to choose between the guards.
Trying to see which ones you would take, those 3.
But the ceilings of both teams is really hard to answer too.
Right.
Because the ceiling on that team in 18-19 was so high when they were shooting and they got going and they had that emotion.
Probably should have won the national title. That ending of the Virginia game was just devastating. And then you really felt good about playing Texas Tech in the championship game. Chris Beard was the coach.
Now, the problem with that team that did lose 10 basketball games that year, if you remember, they won 30, but they lost 10 too. The problem with that team was if you could stop perimeter play and you could keep Jared Harper and Bryce Brown from getting off and creating for others too, then they were a beatable team. Last night, Auburn doesn't shoot the ball well. What do we shoot? We shot 31% from 3, so about 6 percentage points less than our average on the season. So we didn't shoot the 3 ball all that well, but we won going away because we shot inside the 2 and we got to the foul line and we knocked down free throws this year. The beauty of this team compared to that one is this team can win in all kinds of different ways, and it doesn't have to lean on one thing or the other, and that's what makes this one, I think, is an overall product better than that one, but that's saying something.
And I'll also say this team navigated a pre-conference schedule like none that we've ever seen before. I mean, what they went through and that level of competition is really unbelievable. And to come out of that with only one loss, to me, and then to go out to Maui and win that tournament the way they did, and it's like Bruce Pearl said, all those teams that they played or either were or have been in the top 10, and he said they would have played Michigan State if Memphis hadn't to beat them.
Yeah.
So they would have probably, it's just unbelievable who they've played to this point, and to be 22 games into a season, to be 21-1, and to be 9-0 in the conference, and to be, and tip your hat to Missouri, man. We were talking about that on the podcast this morning. Alabama is number 2 in the league, but Missouri, who didn't win a game last year, is sitting there in sole possession of third place. If they go on the road and beat Tennessee tonight, they're 7-2. They're still in the hunt, man. Halfway through the year.
It's a wonderful run, and it's one that I hope we finish off. And I know we'll talk a lot more about it as we close out this show today. But right now, 22 games, 21 games into the season.
22 games,
22 games into the season. What a run so far.
Yeah, that's really, again, stop and take in the moment, because it's a special time. And we all want to end up in San Antonio, but kind of enjoy the ride as you go as well. All right, up against our first break of the show. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. More to come.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at bamasheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
Presley Appliance and Furniture, located on Cherokee Road in Alexander City, is locally owned and operated with over 35 years of experience in the appliance and furniture business. Specializing in Amana, Whirlpool, KitchenAid, and Ashley Furniture, Presley Appliance services what they sell and will make sure you receive top-notch customer service. Call them today at 256-329-9762 or drop by to see them on Cherokee Road in Alexander City. Presley Appliance and Furniture, where they service what they sell.
This is Kathy Holmes with Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine. Jeff Verner and I opened in East Montgomery 25 years ago and have become the premier butcher shop, wine retailer, and caterer in the River region. We are excited to invite you to our newest location at 2459 East Glen Avenue in Auburn, Opelika. We want to become your one-stop shop for the freshest cuts of meat in town, grab-and-go casseroles, gift items, and the best wine selection in the area. Think of us when catering your next event. Check us out online at steaksandwine.com for daily lunch specials and details on upcoming wine tastings and fun events.
There's only one option for top-of-the-line aftermarket upgrades on your vehicle, and that's Frontline Outfitters. We offer quality parts, lift kits, custom wheels and tires, bed covers, step bars, and toolboxes. They're installed by trained and skilled professionals, to custom powder coating with hundreds of colors and finishes, to the highest quality film for window tinting using state-of-the-art film cutting technology. Call Frontline Outfitters at 256-409-8100. Don't be in the back of the line. Put your vehicle at the front with Frontline Outfitters.
Looking for the perfect spot to unwind? Welcome to Bunkers. Our friendly staff and vibrant atmosphere make Bunkers the ultimate hangout space for all ages. With 6 state-of-the-art golf simulator stations, you can play around with friends no matter the weather. Enjoy mouth-watering food and a wide variety of handcrafted mixed drinks. With our attached parking deck, access is always hassle-free. Make your next night out unforgettable at Bunkers.
Discover great deals on Kawasaki motorcycles, watercraft, side-by-sides, and more. Save big on championship-proving KX motorcycles. Get a great deal on iconic Kawasaki jet ski personal watercraft, or take advantage of big adventure for less with savings on our rugged Terex side-by-sides. There's no better time to save on our exciting lineup of Kawasaki vehicles. Visit Adams Motorsports on the Boulevard today, or see all the Kawasaki products at adamsmotorsports.com, where your pleasure is our business.
In 2025, we're hammering down high prices at Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika. New Chevy Silverado 4x4 crew cabs, discounted up to $12,000 off. Brand new 2025 Chevy Equinox, the compact SUV with high-tech features, discounted up to $5,000 off. Enjoy the new year with no payments for 120 days. Choose from over 500 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way. GlennSmith.com. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz here. 45 minutes to go here in the show today. Call us at 256-234-6221, and that's exactly what James has done. He is on the Eric McKinley Mortgage Pro Hotline. James, what's up?
Hey, how's it going?
Man, we're great. How are you, buddy?
I was going through the basketball. I've been watching a lot of it lately to see how we stack up against a lot of teams. And I was looking at the landscape. I really don't see nothing but about 5 or 6 teams. Now, we can lose, or anybody can lose on a given night, bad shooting or whatever the case may be. And I'm looking towards the big tournament. The teams that scares me when we get to the big tournament, if we don't have no injuries, everything going well. Now, Alabama going to be a tough. Alabama, they go about 10, 11 deep, too. So Alabama going to be tough. And UConn, I haven't ruled out UConn. And I know they struggling, they losing game, but I haven't ruled out UConn and Duke. And maybe a Texas Tech or something like that. But all in all, I don't see about 5 or 6 teams that could, probably beat us, just face-up value. Now, if y'all can go through the every conference and see, like, the Big Ten. I don't see nobody in that conference but maybe Michigan State, even though they lost last 2. I'm just saying one team maybe out the Big Ten, maybe 2 out the Big 12, maybe 2 out the ACC, and maybe about 3 out the Big East. But that's what I'm looking at. And the next question before I get off, do y'all see what I don't know, we signed anybody for football today or whatever. Do y'all see Nebraska go cancel, thinking about canceling their spring game?
Yeah,
because he said that he don't want people to come portion his players.
That's right.
But he also said, if you go through spring practice, check this out. And it don't look bad, but it sounds good. If you go through spring practice and you get a depth chart, and the guys that don't like where they are on the depth chart can hit the transfer portal. But if you don't have a game and don't go through no spring practice or game or whatever, you don't have a depth chart, then the guys may come back for the fall practices. Sounds good to me. But anyway, I don't know. What y'all think about that? And I hang up and listen.
Thank you, James. The only addition was Omar Mapson to the 25 class. So, again, this used to be – today would have been –
a massive
This
day.
would have been the day we were talking about. Now we're talking about Auburn basketball and spring football.
And Omar Mapson, James probably knows.
Yeah.
I mean, James lives over in that community, but the running back from Auburn High School.
Right.
Reclassified junior running back that is like a Ryan Williams, reclassified as a senior, that will be coming on. I had about 1,400 yards rushing, caught a lot of balls out of the backfield last year.
He's a solid player, man.
Really, really strong. Brett and I have been impressed with him with some video and stuff coming out of the weight room. So a really good get, and to keep one of those talented kids in Lee County at home. Man, whatever we got to do to shore up Opelika and Auburn and Central Phoenix City and all that area over there. I don't want to lose any over there anymore.
No, it's it's just a wealth of talent.
Ellick City.
Yeah. I mean, look at all this area over here.
I want this area to be shored up. We've got great talent over here, and we have fed that Auburn program for a very long time. And
let's talk about two prospects here that are very important to Auburn in the future. Obviously, Sedarian Morgan on the Rivals side, on the On3 side, got his 5th star. I'm sure 24/7 will be adding him, adding a 5th star to his name as well. But they've got him as the number 1 receiver now in the country, and
number 6 overall prospect.
Right, and kind of he's moving up that list as well. Caleb Spivey is listed now as a 4-star. I mean, he's
number 7 prospect in the state of Alabama in the 27 class.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Will be, ceiling's unbelievably high for him. 2 massive prospects right here in Alexander City that Auburn is extremely high on and wants both. Obviously has an offer to both kids. Sedarian has narrowed his top 10 down now, and it's the ones you would expect. It's Auburn, it's Oregon, it's Alabama. I mean, you can go down the list. Ohio State. But Caleb Spivey's going to be just as big a prospect, I believe, on the defensive side of the football. 2 different athletes, but a big, big guy for a sophomore right now that's got 2 more years in high school. Alexander City, Phoenix City, Lee County, all this area is just a wealth, all the way down to Eufaula. Just unbelievable talent coming out of this area of the state. To me, rivaling Birmingham and Mobile right now. When you look at this region of the state, we look at Birmingham and we look at Mobile a lot of times as really the hotbed for a ton of recruits. Shoot, I'd put this area of the state up against those 2 right now.
Well, it's a growth area over in the Phoenix City, Columbus market. Right. That's a boom town. Auburn and Opelika is a massive boom town. So from a population standpoint, we're getting more into our area. And we get these run of athletes in Ellick City. It just depends on when they're coming through. And they happen to come through. And I will make mention, that's 2 of our best families in Ellick City. Yeah. These aren't move-ins. These aren't kids that just happen to show up from some. These are families that have produced athletes before,
right,
by the bundles, and they got cousins, they got kids coming through. There's certain last names, and you have to watch because you can marry, and so you kind of change that up.
Sure.
So the last names can change around. But when you grow up in a community like ours, you kind of know that the Kelly family is very involved in Sedarian, and then the Gambles from and the Spiveys and all of that mixture there with Caleb. Those are wonderful families that have got a lot more great athletes coming through, and they can't bring enough of them through to make me and you happy. And every community's got those type.
They sure do.
They've got great athletes, so I'm proud to say that that's 2 of our best right there.
No doubt about it. All right, up against another break. Stay tuned. A lot more to come right after this.
For air that's cool and clean, call Sensi Green. For air that's cool and clean, care about the air you breathe, call Sensi Green.
Turn to the experts at Sensi Green and find out how to get up to $1,000 in carrier cool cash rebates. Visit sensigreen.com today to be worry-free when it comes to your home comfort and indoor air quality.
For air that's cool and clean, care about the air you breathe, call Sensi Green.
This is Kathy Holmes with Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine. Jeff Verner and I opened in East Montgomery 25 years ago and have become the premier butcher shop, wine retailer, and caterer in the River region. We are excited to invite you to our newest location at 2459 East Glen Avenue in Auburn, Opelika. We want to become your one-stop shop for the freshest cuts of meat in town, grab-and-go casseroles, gift items, and the best wine selection in the area. Think of us when catering your next event. Check us out online at steaksandwine.com for daily lunch specials and details on upcoming wine tastings and fun events.
Presley Appliance and Furniture, located on Cherokee Road in Alexander City, is locally owned and operated with over 35 years of experience in the appliance and furniture business. Specializing in Amana, Whirlpool, KitchenAid, and Ashley Furniture, Presley Appliance services what they sell and will make sure you receive top-notch customer service. Call them today at 256-329-9762 or drop by to see them on Cherokee Road in Alexander City. Presley Appliance and Furniture, where they service what they sell.
Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply is your headquarters for all the brands contractors know best. We are your local home improvement store with 9 convenient locations throughout central Alabama. We have a huge selection of Weber and Traeger, Pelican coolers, Milwaukee and DeWalt tools, and other top brands. No matter the project, we have you covered with our high-quality lumber and building supplies. From do-it-yourselfers to seasoned pros, Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply has what you need to get the job done.
There's only one option for top-of-the-line aftermarket upgrades on your vehicle, and that's Frontline Outfitters. We offer quality parts, lift kits, custom wheels and tires, bed covers, step bars, and toolboxes that are installed by trained and skilled professionals, to custom powder coating with hundreds of colors and finishes, to the highest quality film for window tinting using state-of-the-art film cutting technology. Call Frontline Outfitters at 256-409-8100. Don't be in the back of the line. Put your vehicle at the front with Frontline Outfitters.
The results are in, and Game Day Men's Health in Auburn has delivered. The certified medical team at Game Day Men's Health wants to help you feel better. Text 334-209-3706 to set up your free testosterone check and consult. Results back in as little as 15 minutes. Tired of feeling tired? Text 334-209-3706 to Game Day Men's Health in Auburn. They make you feel better.
Looking for the perfect spot to unwind? Welcome to Bunkers. Our friendly staff and vibrant atmosphere make Bunkers the ultimate hangout space for all ages. With 6 state-of-the-art golf simulator stations, you can play around with friends no matter the weather. Enjoy mouth-watering food and a wide variety of handcrafted mixed drinks. With our attached parking deck, access is always hassle-free. Make your next night out unforgettable at Bunkers.
J.A. Smith Construction, licensed general contractor and your trusted choice for land clearing and grading, site work, underground utilities, concrete paving, and material hauling. They also do storm drain installations, fish ponds, and slough dredging. Call Alexander at 256-896-1400 or email asmith@jasmithconstruct.com. No job is too big or too small for J.A. Smith Construction, the top choice for all of your land service needs.
Chick-fil-A is always the best option when you're on the go, but they are also great when it comes to planning your next event, from tailgating to birthday parties to weddings. Call Chick-fil-A Alexander City at 256-289-7955 for catering, or order on the Chick-fil-A app. Make sure to choose the Alexander City location and have your catering order ready to go. Nugget trays, mac and cheese trays, fruit trays, cookie trays, gallons of our famous lemonade or tea, and chilled grilled chicken sub sandwiches, and a lot more options. Make it Chick-fil-A Alexander City for your next event. Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Halfway through our program means it's time to talk about Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine, and you're just going to have to hold on for a second because they got some good stuff going on, man. It's the Super Bowl this weekend. I'm
fasting right now.
Yeah, well, you're about to unfast right here.
I'm going to run right out of here and go pick up some food right now.
Well, you got to go right to Pepper Tree and pick up the weekend Super Bowl special, which is, if you don't go get this, you're stupid. I'm just going to go on and throw that out there, and I'm not trying to offend anybody. I'm talking to myself. If I don't make it down to Auburn and get this, I'm just an idiot, because 2 slabs of ribs, 2 pounds of grilled Conecuh sausage, and 24 of their grilled wings for $90? Are you kidding? I mean, and then they got a timeout dip tray, which is cheddar, bacon ranch, chunky cheese dip, cowboy caviar, and tortilla chips for $42.99. Then they have a burger box for $52, 6 ground steak burgers, and 6 Conecuh burgers. I mean, I don't know what you're doing. If you're trying to have a Super Bowl party, I don't really care about the teams. I'm sick of Kansas City, and I'm not an Eagles fan. But we will watch the Super Bowl because it's what you do. You got to pick this up on Saturday, and you got to pre-order it. So call Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine. Get this together. So you want a Super Bowl weekend special, and do you want the timeout dip tray, the burger box, or do you want the big time deal with the 2 slabs of ribs, 2 pounds of grilled Conecuh sausage, and 24 count wings? I like it all. If you're having a party, why wouldn't you get it all? All right, and then also for all you lovebirds out there in the month of February, right? All the February specials going on right now. They got a Valentine's Day wine special coming up on February 6th. And then on February 7th, they got Filet Friday. And on February 8th, they got the New York Strip special. I got all kind of stuff. So I can sit here and read all this stuff off, but go to Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine in Auburn or in Montgomery. You will not go wrong. I promise you. All right. What James brought up, we didn't get a chance to get to. Nebraska is considering canceling their spring game. And last year, if you remember, Ole Miss and Lane Kiffin kind of ran the spring game a little bit different than they had before because it was speculative that he didn't want his players out there on showcase for everybody else to call and go, man, look at that guy. I didn't know they had him. I'm calling him. And I had some high school coaches in the last few weeks tell me out of their own mouth that they're hesitant now about going to 7-on-7 camps and showcases at other schools.
Don't blame them.
I'm just telling you, man, when you go do that and you put your players out there for the world to see, and they got all these coaches and all this mingling going on.
Oh, man, I didn't think about that.
That's being thought of right now.
Well, here is the environment that we live in, and you and I know it, and we talk it. I don't try to tiptoe around the tulips. So sometimes it may be a little more direct than I should and not think this through. But
kind of who we are.
We're in a very transient atmosphere in this country, and it's not going to change. Work is not, let's just say in a community like mine and yours. You know, we used to have Russell Corporation here. There was 9,000 employees in Ellick City. You could go to college, Braden Pritchard and Kendall Lee could go to college, and we had a vision that we love Ellick City and want to be at the lake and want to do all the things, and I've got something to go back to.
Right.
There are a lot of communities out there that's not the case.
That's
we're
right.
We're a mill town without a mill anymore. And I bring all of that up and saying that we're mobile more than we have ever been.
Oh, for sure.
And
technology's made it that way.
And bringing that into high school sports play, which leads into college, but mainly in the high school ranks where you and I work, it makes it very simple for you to go, okay, I'm going to work from home. You know, how many people you know working from home? I know a lot of them.
A bunch.
So if you're working from home, can you live wherever you want?
Absolutely.
You
don't have any restrictions on geography of where you have to be.
Can you look at programs and look at coaches and look at success and say, okay, I think I've got a talented kid and I want them to be raised by the very best that I can put them in front of in the very best program that's got the best equipment and the best amenities around. And you say, well, I don't like that it's that way because it's just not the way that I was raised and we grew up in one place and we didn't move around. Well, I mean, you're in some kind of time warp that's not that we're never going back to. So the point that was made by the high school coach, man, you should. Look, we're getting to the level where you've got high school teams doing transfer portal stuff out there for players that are
posting graphics
that are coming in from other programs and try to administer that. Like really, I mean, I'm not the one that has to administer that, and you're not the one that has to administer that. I wouldn't want to be the one that has to make those decisions. But if it is a legitimate move because a parent decided based off of what they see for their kid that's going to take them to the level that they think their kid could go to, and you can say, I don't like that either, fine. It don't matter what you like. That's what's happening out there, Brett. I don't think it's going to change anytime soon. So what I am saying, you better make your program one that they want to get to. And if you're not, then good luck.
You just have to deal with what you got.
Yeah.
And,
And you better make your community one that somebody wants to move to.
We had, a conversation on the Saturday show this weekend. And, people can say that's a little off the cuff or that's a little bit nefarious. But I think what makes it non-nefarious is when you're open about it and say, look, we understand the landscape and we understand what we have to do to be successful now. So we're going to build the best facilities. We're going to build and put in the best resources, and we're going to try to hire the best people, and the rest takes care of itself at that point. It's not like you're going out there hiding behind the bushes trying to solicit somebody to come to your school. But I think in the college side and where we went down this rabbit hole, it is so wide open. And when you have a spring game and everybody watches it, and you've got this kid that's really developed from one year to the next, now all of a sudden he's some superstar out there running around catching all these passes.
And you know it.
Right.
Because those coaches know
They
it.
do. So when spring's over, guess who's on the phone? Hey, buddy. Man, you look great in that spring game.
Yep, you playing for Mississippi State. What about coming to Alabama?
That's it. We got a spot for you.
We need a slot.
We got a spot for you.
Got $1.5 million sitting over here on the sideline.
Don't think it ain't going on.
Oh man, it has to.
So
the ones that aren't doing are getting beat.
There's no doubt about it. And look, none of us like this. I mean, let's just be honest. None of us are. Hey, I haven't met anybody that says, man, I love the way all this is going down, but I don't know how you fix any of it. I don't know what you do to correct it.
You better play the game as good as you possibly can. And Bruce Pearl keeps saying that, like on that set-aside venue for practice and stuff. He's like, dude, that's not the game we're playing. I got to get dudes in here.
Don't want it anymore. All right, up against the break. Stay tuned. More to come.
This is Joseph Dean with Frederick Dean Funeral Home and Crematory. I am pleased to announce that Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation is now open to serve the public at our location on the corner of 49 North and 280 West in Dadeville. Please stop by and see lifelong resident of Dadeville, Molly Kaler, who will be running the office and meeting with families who want to plan ahead and pre-need their services. We are also available by phone, 256-750-0381, or online at lakemartinfuneralhome.com.
Bugs Island is your boating headquarters. Are you ready to hit the water and go boating this summer? Bugs Island has all kinds of boats, with one sure to fit exactly what you want. Fishing boats, sport boats, pontoon boats, and all with low monthly payments. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Bugs Island Service Department experts are also here for you to keep your boat in top running condition. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Don't be left standing on the bank this summer. Visit online at bugsisland.com and don't buy a boat till you get a Bucks quote.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check, rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at bamasheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill and Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life. EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama.
Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area. Are you ready to showcase your skills and compete with the best in Alabama? The 42nd Alabama State Games are coming to Birmingham and Jefferson County from June 13th through the 15th, and it's your chance to be part of something incredible. Athletes from across the state will compete in sports ranging from archery to wrestling. Those participating in the opening ceremony are eligible for academic scholarships ranging from $500 to $5,000. Mark your calendar. Registration opens March 1st. Visit allagames.com.
When you want quality, selection, price, superior financing, and a pain-free buying experience, look no further than Sons Automotive Group of Montgomery and Auburn. Sons of Montgomery offers the best selection of Kias, Chryslers, Dodges, Jeeps, and Ram trucks. Conveniently located on Eastern Boulevard, Sons Ford of Auburn is the region's Ford volume dealer. And when you shop at any Sons location, they will maximize all incentives and financing options for anyone's credit. Whether Kia, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram in Montgomery, or Ford in Auburn, Sons Automotive treats you like family because they are family driven.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. A couple segments left in the show, brought to you by Russell Do It Center and Building Supply Stores with 9 locations in Central Alabama for all your home improvement, home building supply needs. Go find one of their 9 locations here in Central Alabama. They will save you tons of money. J.A. Smith Construction and Excavation, I don't know a group that's any busier than them right now. I see their trucks all over the road. And they've got big projects going on. They've got small projects going on. They delivered a load of sand out to my house a couple months ago. So they'll do small jobs all the way up to massive residential and commercial projects. So call on J.A. Smith Construction and Excavation. And then Sensagreen for air that's cool and clean. Call on Sensagreen. If you look on the Auburn post-game backdrop, they have the Carrier logo on there. So Carrier in Sensagreen. Sensagreen's the Carrier dealer here in the state of Alabama. They're saving you a ton of money coming into the 2025 year on new units and installation. So call on them. Sensagreen and Carrier are big supporters of the Auburn Blitz and supporters of Auburn Athletics. So make sure you call on them for your needs there. Coach Pearl, after the game last night, I thought he first thing he opened up with was praise for Denver Jones. We've already talked about that a little bit. But Denver, he was 4 for 4, 3 for 3 from outside. And I said on the podcast with Faith this morning, Randy, I said, if you get that version of Denver Jones every game, and you know you won't get it every game, but if you get it most of the time, makes it really difficult on other teams to win.
Well, I think it's still there for him to go to when needed. But the odd part of watching this Auburn team go with as deep as it is it's tough at times to get a feel for when you need to go out there and you need to be the one to go get the shots. And you could tell early on last night that Auburn had such an advantage down in the post that you probably needed to lean in there and go through the post. But to knock down just the shots that we did, we only shot 31% from 3.
Right.
But Denver shot it exceptionally well. But offensive rebounding, we out-rebounded them 38-28 last night. We've been offensive rebounding exceptionally well for really since it may have been before then, but I'm mentally thinking back to when Broom came back.
Sure.
He had, 6 offensive rebounds on the road at LSU. To go for those. May have been more than that. He had 16 rebounds total, but he had a lot of those on the offensive side.
Those second and third chance opportunities.
And Dylan does it every game.
He does.
Yeah.
What a great dunk for him last night. A good read by Denver. Reverse, alley-oop to him was crazy. A couple of more notes I want to go through on the game. I got to talk about Chad Baker-Mazar again, and I said it on the show this morning. he let that little elbow consume him to the point it got him out of the game. And to me, look, Fear shouldn't have done it, but it wasn't like some egregious, like, I'm out to hurt you type. He just kind of popped him because you know why he did it? Because he knew he was going to get that reaction out of it. It's part of other teams' game plans to try to get under his skin and get him out of it. When that happened, he wasn't the same play. It totally changed the flow of the game. It changed everything for him. Every time down the floor, it was something. They were jawing at each other, and he finally got a tech and got fouled out with the 2 fouls that he got at one time. So mission accomplished for Oklahoma. And I didn't help them win the game or help them get closer, but that's what happened with Yale last year. So I had a lot of people on the podcast this morning commenting and saying, man, this is exactly what we fear with him, is that one little thing can get him so out of sorts that it consumes him to the point he's taken out of the game. And that's what the other team wants.
I don't know how you fix it.
I don't either, man.
You know, I really don't. He's so emotional. You can watch him and
Ira Bowman tries, Randy, to calm him down.
He does. He tries to smile his way through it. You know, you can watch it just boiling up.
Yep.
And look, I'm very emotional. And you're very emotional. So I know the character type. And I can sense it, and I have a really, really hard time controlling it at times, and I know you do too.
Right.
So I feel for the guy because it does. It
detracts from what he is.
It consumes him when it happens.
It does consume him.
And so maybe last night and other, you know, I feel like he's one of those guys that's a little bit like Ben Wallace. Where about every 15 or 20 games you need something bad to happen, where you can go, I don't need that. Just don't do that. Let me go back to this. You know, let's pull this video up and let's show what took you out of your game and what got you out of the game, because he's so important to us. And I love his emotion, man. I love the way he plays, and I like those type of athletes that lay their guts on the line.
Yeah, at that particular
but there is a line where you can't cross it, and you got to know where that line is, and it's very difficult for some to take care of.
And I think you bring up a good point, but at that point in time, the game was in hand.
Yeah.
At that point, you just smile and go, man, look at the scoreboard.
Yeah.
I'm about to go take a seat anyway because we're gonna let some other guys play. But at that point, that would have been a good opportunity for him to say, okay, I got to just let this go. I've already done what I got to do. They're losing the game. I'm not going to let them get to me.
It's easier said
than
done.
I know it is. I mean, because like you said, we're in it, and we've been there. And we come back, we'll talk about some more of that. Ja'Kai Howard, just kind of get your thoughts on him last night. And then some final transfer portal rankings that came out. Where did Auburn fall in that with some of these players? All right, one final segment coming up right after this.
J.A. Smith Construction, licensed general contractor and your trusted choice for land clearing and grading, site work, underground utilities, concrete paving, and material hauling. They also do storm drain installations, fish ponds, and slough dredging. Call Alexander at 256-896-1400 or email asmith@jasmithconstruct.com. No job is too big or too small for J.A. Smith Construction, the top choice for all of your land service needs.
For air that's cool and clean, call Sensi Green. For air that's cool and clean, care about the air you breathe, call Sensi Green.
Turn to the experts at Sensigreen and find out how to get up to $1,000 in carrier cool cash rebates. Visit Sensigreen.com today to be worry-free when it comes to your home comfort and indoor air quality.
For air that's cool and clean, care about the air you breathe, call Sensi Green.
SignSource is your local vendor for commercial and residential sign manufacturing and installation. We offer all kinds of lighted and non-lighted signage, from retail signs, LED message centers, event banners, vehicle wraps, the whole spectrum. We also offer service and repair on existing signs, as well as retrofitting to LED or installation of outsourced signage. We have the knowledge necessary to fulfill all of your signage needs in the short or long term. Visit signsourcenow.com to get started.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama. Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Walls Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area.
Passion, the obsession that burns within. Determination, the burning desire to make it. Drive, the motivation to be the absolute best. Skills, the tools to perform at the highest level. Excellence, the feeling of achievement. At Central Alabama Community College, you can release your passion, show your determination, display your drive, and showcase your skills to achieve excellence. Central Alabama Community College, central to you, central to your success.
Are you ready to showcase your skills and compete with the best in Alabama? The 42nd Alabama State Games are coming to Birmingham and Jefferson County from June 13th through the 15th, and it's your chance to be part of something incredible. Athletes from across the state will compete in sports ranging from archery to wrestling. Those participating in the opening ceremony are eligible for academic scholarships ranging from $500 to $5,000. Mark your calendar. Registration opens March 1st. Visit allagames.com. Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz final segment of the show. A couple things we want to dive into. Real quick, your thoughts on Ja'Kai Howard getting in at the end of the game. Bruce is trying to ease him back in again, after he's gone through another situation where he, wasn't playing up to par, wasn't putting forth the effort. We talked about it for probably 10 minutes on the podcast this morning. Look, we're all pulling for him. We want him to be – he's got to want to be at Auburn. He's got to want to see himself here. We all want him here. Obviously, Bruce Pearl wanted him here. He wouldn't have recruited him if he hadn't. But, at some point in time, he's got to step up and say, I got to see the future. I may not be getting as much playing time right now as I want, but I know next year I'm going to have a chance to be the guy. But I don't know if he can do that or not.
Well, in my opinion is if he can't find his way with Bruce Pearl and this coaching staff, then it's going to be a struggle.
Yep.
Because I've got that much confidence in not only Bruce Pearl, but Ira Bowman, Stephen Pearl, and the rest of the staff in being able to get the kids and growing them up and, making sure that they see their rights and see their wrongs. And so I got more confidence in anything that they're trying to do from their end than anything I would say. It's difficult. He's an 18-year-old kid. He's a kid.
He's absolutely
and
a kid.
He's very emotional. And
people handle things differently.
And so, I'm sure he's hearing things in the back end from family and others that he's being mistreated, and you don't know what's going through that. But, he is so talented, Brett. And the ceiling is so high for him. And the need to be here at Auburn is going to be so great when you have at least 8, if not 10 of these guys moving on from this current team, that you hope that that's sold to him. But even the product that you get back when the need is there, you want it to be better than what it is right now from an emotional standpoint. So My only answer to that is I got more confidence in Bruce Pearl to get this right than anything.
Yeah, if he can't, like you said, I mean, if he can't work it out, you know, being patient, I don't think it'll be worked out. All right, roster movement, obviously, with the portal and all. I don't even really know how much, I mean, the portal even exists now that went down with the Wisconsin kid. And, I mean, people can withdraw whenever they want to withdraw from a school. The school can't hold you there. And do you want somebody there that don't want to be there? I mean, that's another thing, too. So, anyway, you go back and you look at the portal, you know, looking at some of these different rankings. This came from the top transfer portal player rankings. And it said basically reflecting the most impactful players. Auburn got several top ones. Number 4 on the list was wide receiver Eric Singleton Jr. We knew that was a big one coming from Georgia Tech.
Great get in the receiver core last year to go along with that recruiting class last year. And, you know, all signs point, if you hear and you believe what you're hearing coming out of Auburn, is speed on top of speed and quickness, right, and numbers that say that you add that to hopefully a quarterback that can get him the football in space and give him a chance this year, then it's going to be a great get. KLS was. Let's just hope he gets what KLS got. I think we'd call it a coup.
Dang right we would. All right, offensive tackle Xavier Chaplin from Virginia Tech, number 9 player in the overall portal rankings. Obviously we needed more offensive linemen, and that was a big pickup there. Number 28 wide receiver Horatio Fields from Wake Forest. I mean, okay, I guess. I mean, you and I talked to one of our best friends, and he's like, you know, and he's up there in that area and watched him, and he said maybe he blossoms at Auburn, but he's like, he was a good player, but nothing special, you know. But that add another receiver there, and then the surprising thing here, you know, we didn't list everybody, but according to this list, Jackson Arnold didn't even make the top 100. That's a little odd to me. I don't know if – I mean, that's weird. I mean, I would thought that he would have been one of the at least top 15 in quarterback, but, I mean, apparently this list didn't have him in the top 100. So, look, he was definitely one of the top portal guys quarterback-wise coming out. I mean, he had, you know, multiple offers and, of course, ends up at Auburn. So, I'll say this about Hugh Freeze and Jackson Arnold – and we talked about it this morning a little bit, and we're going to talk about it some more tomorrow on the podcast. When you break this down, it's really about those two guys. They have a lot to prove. Jackson Arnold has a lot to prove, going to a new school, trying to get a fresh start. Is he the player that we all thought he was coming out of high school? And Hugh Freeze has to prove to Auburn fans that he's the right coach for this program, because up until this point, the recruiting has been phenomenal, but the wins have been terrible. I mean, the performance on the field has lacked a lot to be desired, and some of it, a majority of it, has been coaching. You know, it hadn't been poor play by players. It's been, man, what was that? What kind of call was that? Why are we doing this? So there's a lot to prove this year going into this season.
I don't think anybody would question what you just said there. You know, even the orange and blue-colored glasses Auburn folks that don't like you calling a spade a spade. I think they all know that at a certain point, though, you've got to take all of that talk off the field and take it to the field.
Right.
And I say it all the time, there's not a single negative word that can come out of my mouth with the efforts of Hugh Freeze and his staff and going out there and getting great talent. And I'm buying everything they're selling. But at a certain point, you've got to go out there and win football games. We've seen enough. I think you've got the product around you that should be able to produce. Right. And hopefully Jackson Arnold's the answer. And if he's not, it's Deuce Knight for me. If Auburn can't develop Deuce Knight, I give up. If we can't –
You know, another thing to watch, though, here, and I'm with you.
If we can't develop what my eyes tell me, he won't if you don't develop him.
I'm just saying, but if it's Jackson Arnold playing this year and having a good year, will he stay? Will we even get a chance? That's the thing you got to look at now in recruiting. Will we even get a chance to see Deuce Knight at Auburn? I'm glad we got him and we signed him. But if Jackson Arnold has a great year and goes 9-3 or 10-2 and just blows up and he comes back next year, what's Deuce Knight going to do? You know he's going to get in the portal.
Well, you hope he's got confidence that there's a few years down the line that he's going to produce.
I agree with you.
Now, but a kid,
be patient enough to do it.
I think they will if they're sold the right, and they're not fools. They can tell if they're getting coached up, they're getting developed, if the coaches trust that they're the answer to it.
Yep.
You know, and I'm no different than Walker White. Walker White had no confidence whatsoever that Hugh Freeze felt like he was the guy, so he moved on.
We'll see. We're going to talk a lot more about that in the morning on the podcast at 8 o'clock, and we'll be back with you tomorrow, same time, same place here. For Randy, I'm Brett saying we've enjoyed it. We hope you have. See you tomorrow.